17th of November, Rabbi Moore, Parsha Hashavua, Chayei Sarah.
Okay.
Hello, Rabbi. How are you?
Baruch Hashem.
Sorry I missed you yesterday.
Good to hear your voice.
My internet.
Yeah, did you get my, oh, yeah, I see, you didn't have internet before.
I got your emails, but it was already way later.
Oh, I see. Okay. The others will join us as well.
Yes, Hashem. Where are we?
We are up to so got quite a way into Parak Chav Dalet. We were actually up to the Rashi on Pasuk Zayin of chapter 24.
Okay.
Let's read over Pasuk Zayin.
Okay. Hashem Elokei Hashemayim Asher Likachani Mi Beis Avi Ume Eretz Moladiti Va'asher Diber Li Va'asher Nishba Li Lemor Lizaracha Etain Es Haaretz Hazos Hu Yishlach Malacho Nef Vilakachta Asher Livnei
Isha. Lekachta
Isha Livnei Livni Misham.
Very good. Excellent.
So let's see. So it means
just want to give you a little bit of background. Okay, over here it means Avraham Avinu has adjured Eliezer, his servant, his faithful servant, to oath, okay, that he find a wife for Yitzchak. When he goes to his Avraham's family in Haran, but to find a wife, he doesn't actually specify Haran. He says, to my land and to my birthplace, to find a wife for Yitzchak. Okay, to which the Eliezer responds, he says, what happens if the woman doesn't want to go? Should I take him back to that land? Okay, so which Avram responded in Pasuk Vav, Avram, be careful that you do not bring my son back to there. And here, this pasuk is now a follow-on from that. Okay, let's translate it. Hashem,
the God of the heavens, who took me from the house of my father, and from the land of my birth, and who spoke to me.
Oh, so this is the thing. It's in Rashi. Diber li doesn't mean to me. You have the word's interesting. The word the daber, if it means to me, it means the daber elai. Whenever it says li, which is albeit see, the truth is both are the word, how should I say it? The verb, the daber, right, is intransitive as far as the people being spoken to. You can speak words, that's true, but as far as the people being spoken to, right, that's an indirect object. So that always has to be taken to. No, it didn't speak me, it spoke to me. Okay, but in Lashon HaKodesh, you have two forms of expressing an indirect object with a preposition to. Okay, you can either say Eli or Li. So Rashi is going to point out over here that Eli means to me, speaking to me, but Li means speaking about me. So that's what it means. Asher dibele, who spoke about me. Asher nishpale, who now here nishpa means in this case it's direct. I mean, Li means to me, and who swore to me. Yeah,
Swore to me, saying,
very good.
to your offspring, I will give this land. He will send angels, an angel, his angel, before you, and you will take a wife for my son from there. Okay, so let me let okay. Okay, Rashi says Hashem Elokei Hashemayim Asher lekachani mi beis avi. Hashem, the God of heavens, who took me from the house of my father, velo amar velokei haaretz. He did not say the God of the earth. Ule mala amar, but above he said, va'ash bi'acha bashem elokei hashemayim velokei haaretz. So above he said, you will swear by Hashem, the God of the heavens and the God of the earth. So by omitting the God of the earth, Amar Lo, Abraham said to Eliezer, of Achshav hu Elokei Hashemayim. Now he is the God of the heavens.
And Velokei Haaretz.
Velokei Haaretz. And the God of the earth. Shehir Gal Tiv Befi Ha Krios Habrios. For I have familiarized him with the mouth of people.
The Befia literally means in the mouth of people. I mean, let's see.
In the mouth of people.
Yeah.
In other words, I've caused people to talk about Hashem.
Right. And I've familiarized people with the concept of Hashem, this monotheism.
Aval ke shel kachani mi beis avi. But when he took me from my father's house, Haya Elokei Hashemayim, he was the God of heavens. Velo Elokei Haaretz, but not the God of earth. Shelo Hayu Bo'ei Olam Makirim Bo. That there were not
it literally means I translate as mankind. So boya olam, right? The people, those who come into the world, literally makirim boy, did not recognize Hashem. They weren't familiar with Hashem.
So how are you translating the word boye?
Mankind.
Oh, mankind.
It's not a literal translation, but it means boya means all the creatures of the world.
Of the world.
Boy olam is all those who enter the world, who come into the world.
That recognize him. that recognize him. Okay. Ushemo lo haya ragil ba'aretz, and his name was not common in the earth.
Yeah.
Mi base avi, from the house of my father. Me Haran, from Haran. Ume eretz moladati, and from the land of my birth. Me ur Kasdim, from Ur Kasdim.
By the way, it's interesting that it's not in chronological order, because he first left Eretz Moladati, and then afterwards he left Beis Avi.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Interesting, very interesting. By the way, the Ramban disagrees with Rashi, and he says that the Ramban says that Avram Avinu was actually born in Haran.
Right.
And then afterwards, he with his father went to Ur Kasdim, and then they left Ur Kasdim. That's when the whole thing happened. They were born in Ur Kasdim, and then afterwards he went back to Haran, and then from there to Eretz Yisrael. Okay, but I don't know whether that really answers anything over here. No, according to Ramban, it's really one and the same place. We base Avi Meretz Moladati. Okay, it doesn't really answer it. I mean, the aspect of chronological order is not a problem, because they're both really the same place.
The Ramban's understanding puts it into chronological order. He was born in Haran.
Right, it does. Yes, that it does, but it doesn't really say why you need both phrases. I mentioned both. It's both in the same place. Especially according to Rashi, we're mentioning two places. He took me from one place, and he took me from the second place as well. But according to Rabban, it's one in the same place. Okay. Anyway, let's see.
Who spoke concerning me, litarki, for my needs.
For my benefits.
Asher diber alai. It is like alai in the phrase which he spoke concerning me.
Right.
V'chein kol li v'lo v'lahem, and similarly, all instances of the words li, which is to me, lo to him, and lahem to them.
Just 1 second. Yeah. Okay. Continue, please. Yeah.
Hasmuchim eitzel dibur. They are close to.
Which are, meaning, anytime you have the word li, or loy, or lohem, juxtaposed to dibur. Like diber li, dibarta loy, diber lohem, right? All those examples, the thing mufuroshin beloshon al, are to be explained not as to, he spoke to them, right? To me, to him, to them, but as about them. And the Targum Shalem, therefore the Targum of those words would be Alai Aloyi Alayhoi. Alai is meaning about me, Aloyi about him, Alehoin, about them. Okay, so carries on. You have everything? Chayei, you with me, Lou?
Yeah, I think so. She'ain no fail. Eitzel dibor lashon li velo vilahem. That the words li, lo, and lahem, in the sense of two, do not apply to forms of the verb diber.
Right. Very good.
Ella, rather, alai,
Eli. Eli.
elai, elav, alehem, but rather to me, to him, and to them.
Right.
V'targum im hon. I'm sorry. V'targum shelahem imi me im hon.
Hashem spoke with him, with me, with him. Right.
Right. That they're translated with me, with him, with them, respectively. Aval etzel amira, but forms of the verb amira, which is to say, lo li nofel lashon li velo vilahem. They apply to the sense of to me, to him, and to them.
Meaning that when you have the word, it says Omar Li, means he said to me, not about me. Diber Li means he spoke about me. Omar Li means he said to me.
Oh, wow.
Okay, that's basically what the bottom line of Rashi say.
Vasher nishba li, and who swore to me, Bain habitarim, between the at the covenant between the parts.
Right. Okay. Okay, let's go to Pasuk Ches. Now, Meir, please.
Lo toveh haisha lalechet aharecha v'nikita mishvuati zot rak et bini lo tashev shama. So if the woman does not want to go after you, you, let's see, Nikita.
Which means cleaned, Lashon Naki. You will be absolved.
Oh, absolved, okay, from my oath.
Oh, yeah. Of this oath of mine.
Oh, from this?
Of this oath of mine.
Oh, of mine, wow. Okay. Rak epini, only lo tashev shama. Okay, but only my son do not bring there.
Rak, only that is espeni lo tashev shama. Don't take back my son to there.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Rashi, the Nikita Mishvuati Vigomer. Okay, you will, says here, be absolved of the oath of mine. Okay. The Kach Lo Isha, take for him a wife, Mibinot Aner Eshkol Umamre. Okay, from the daughters of Aner, Eshkol, and Mamre.
So I have a big problem with this.
What about Eliezer's daughter then?
Exactly.
Right.
Why is Abraham being so hypocritical?
Excuse me, before one makes such a statement, one has to be a little bit more, I think, respectful. But it sounds, like, okay, Eliezer, you're for sure out the running, okay? But next in running, if we don't get somebody girl for my family, then next in line is One Eshkol and Mamre.
So Rak et B'nai v'Gomer.
Okay, let's see, yeah.
Okay, so don't return my son.
I'm
Okay.
gonna get back to get you on this point. Okay.
Okay. Rak miut who? Oh, the word
That
rak.
is an exclusion clause, right? Means just my son you shall not take back. Rak is used in the sense of just. Right, just my son you should not take back there. So he's saying Rak miutu. B'ni eino chayzer. My son will not go back there. Yitzchok. Aval Yaakov ben b'ni. Yaakov, my grandson, soifo lachzer. He will go back. Meaning, it comes out, as we see later, that Yaakov ended up in Lavan's house.
That's the end of Rashi there.
What did I want to say? I want to say important point. On the part of your question, which Lou, you were asking, I don't have a clear answer. What is the difference between Eliezer and Oner, Eshkol, and Mamre? That I do not have an answer to. But in general, why was Avram Avinu so insistent not to marry off Yitzchak to Eliezer's daughter, or for that matter, even though the original idea, and why so that was what it was so insistent that they should not marry from the daughters of the Canaanites? What was so gefährlich about the Canaanites, and much better about his family, right? Even though they were also Avodah Zarah, they weren't so much greater. What made Avram insistent to take a daughter of his family rather than a daughter of the Canaanites? Okay. Now there's an interesting point. I'm just mentioning it because it's Thursday today and we haven't got much time. So, but I want to. It's a very important point to understand this whole Parsha, this whole story here with Eliezer, and he goes to the well and he asks her to drink. Now there's an amazing question over here. Avram Avinu gave Eliezer clear instructions. When you go to Choron, go to my place where my father lived, go there, go to Choron Beis Avi, go to there and get a wife for my son Yitzchak. Okay, so what happens when actually Eliezer goes there? He starts with the ganze spiel. He says, I see the daughters of the village are coming, the daughters of the town coming out, they're coming to draw water. He says, whoever comes over to me, he says, I will give you to drink, and not only you to drink, but I'll give all your camels to drink as well. She's the one for Yitzchak. What's going on here? Excuse me, Rabbi Eliezer, let's call him. Okay? Who asked you to do this? Avram Avinu never asked you to make this challenge, this test. What's going on? Who asked Eliezer? What prompted Eliezer to make this statement? He says, I'm going to make a test over here to see if this girl is suitable for Yitzchak or not. Anybody asked him to do such a thing? Avraham Avinu didn't ask him. So I wanted to explain as follows. What was the idea? So Chazal used a loshon later on. So he said, Eli. He didn't actually say it, but it's implicated. Yeah. I refer to Rashi and Pasuk Lamed Tes. Okay, Eli, Ulai lo yisolecha isha. And the word Ulai is written without a vav, which can be read Eli. So Rashi says there, Eli ksiv. It's written Eli, to me. Bas hoisa lo Eliezer. Eliezer had a daughter. And he was looking for an opportunity that Avram should turn to him and say, you've got a nice daughter, a fine daughter. Well, maybe she was suitable for Eliezer, for Yitzchak. Omar lo Avram. So Avram said back to Eliezer, Beni Baruch, my son is blessed. Ba'ato Oro, and you are cursed. He's talking to Eliezer, his closest disciple, confidant, the one who's in charge of his entire household. Avram trusted him implicitly. Avram said to him, he says, by the way, you're cursed. What's going on here, right? Ve'ein oro medabik b'baruch. And somebody who's cursed cannot be connected with somebody who is blessed. Now, if you want to talk about being hypocritical, right, before, this is like, what's going on? Avraham Avinu is like giving a super slap in the face to Eliezer. So l'chayra, obviously, Avraham Avinu knew who Eliezer was, and he knew what he could say to him and what he couldn't say to him. But basically, Eliezer understood that let me preface this with as follows. In what respect was Yitzchak Baruch and Eliezer Oro? Why was Eliezer Oro? Why was he cursed? The answer is he descended from Ham. He was a descendant. He was a Canaanite. Well, actually, he was from the Damascus, but he descended from Ham. Okay, whereas Abraham Avinu is saying, I descend, Yitzchak, my son, descends from Shem. And let's go back to Parshas Noach. And in Parshas Noach, it says what happened there was the incident that after the flood, Noach indulged himself in wine, got drunk, and he fell asleep in his tent. And in came Ham, and at best, he just merely uncovered his father, but as Chazal said, he basically abused him. He abused his father, sexually abused his father. Okay? And as a result of that, Ham and his descendants were cursed, whereas Shem and Yefes, but Shem was the instigator, Shem, when he realized what happened, he covered over his father. He covered his father's nakedness, and as a result of that, Shem was blessed. Now let's analyze what went on over there. Shem, realizing what had happened, did an act of kindness to his father. Right? Noach was helpless. He was in a drunken stupor, and he was lying there naked. So what did Shem do? Shem did an act of kindness to his father and covered him over. What had Ham done? Ham had done a tremendously cruel act. Actually, Chazal say it was one of two things. Either he could be one was brought about the other. One explanation is that he had homosexual relations with his father. The other explanation is that he castrated him. But either way, the Maisa, at the end of the day, Noach could not have children after what Chum had done to him. Noach could no longer have children. So basically, Chum had done a act of cruelty to his father. He basically castrated him. He prevented him from ever having any further children. And in fact, that's what it says. That's why Canaan, who was the fourth son of Chum, was particularly cursed, because, as Noach said to Chum, you prevented me from having a fourth son, therefore your fourth son will be cursed. So basically, it's Shem is blessed because of kindness, because of the kindness he did to his father, and Chum is cursed because of the cruelty which he did to his father.
But Chum is not cursed. It's Canaan that's cursed.
Right, so Canaan is cursed, right? But anyway, so Eliezer descended from Canaan, and that's also, by the way, he also why Avram objected to Yitzchak marrying a daughter of the Canaanites is because they descended from Canaan, who is cursed. But the main difference is, and this was what I want to point out over here, is it wasn't so particular the point of who is blessed or who's cursed. It's the genes of the blessed one and the genes of the cursed one. The genes of the blessed one are people who do kindness, and the genes of the cursed one are the ones who have cruelty in their system. And this is the point which Eliezer understood from what Avram was telling him. The wife of Yitzchak has to be a woman of kindness. And the objection to my daughter is because she descends from Canaan, she's missing that genetic part to her. She's missing that part to her that there's intrinsic, inbuilt desire for kindness in her. She probably was a kind girl, because if she was grown up in Avram Avinu's house, and she was the daughter of Eliezer, who was Avram Avinu's faithful disciple, then I'm sure she was a kind person. But it wasn't it wasn't in her genes. And this is what Avram Avinu said to Eliezer. She's got to be a woman who is through and through a woman of kindness. And therefore, Eliezer says, well, if that's the case, first and foremost, my master wants to take a daughter for a wife for his son from my family. But then it's all insignificant if she's not a woman of kindness. And therefore, that's why when he came to the well, he said, well, let's see if this woman, we're going to find somebody who's super kind. Okay? So therefore, that's why he did that, they did the test. Because he realized that's number one. Yitzchak's wife has to be a super kind woman. One of a kind. Okay? But as I say, it doesn't really answer fully what about on Eshkol and Mamre. I have to give that a bit of thought. Okay?
Well, not only that, but it doesn't answer for Abraham's behavior.
Well, how could he say it to him?
Yeah, he's
No, so it could be well he said it to him.
He's insulting the person that is the leader of his house. He could have said to him, I don't think it'll work out. He doesn't have to say you're cursed. That's a terrible thing to say to somebody. And
Yeah, but it
and
could
then he
well
goes
be
ahead
that.
and says, "You let him marry other daughters of Canaan."
Yeah, so that question still remains. I don't know. I'll have to think about how to answer that. But the first question, when you say, how can he say it straight to his face? Obviously, the connection, the relationship of Avram to his servant was to that level of closeness that Avram Avinu understood. So if he tells it, Dugri, right? He says it straight out to him, that it's not going to affect their relationship. Must have been that must have been the situation.
It's a cruel thing to say to Eliezer.
Is it or not? I don't know. You have to know what the relationship between the two of them was. It's not necessarily. Not necessarily. Even somebody was, you're right. You can't, most people wouldn't be able to say it even. But could a father tell it to his son?
You're cursed? No.
What?
I couldn't say to my son, "You're cursed."
It depends what your relationship is. I don't know. Chas v'shalom, let's say, Chas v'shalom, the doctors find a certain father has a father and son. And the father goes with the son to the doctor, and the doctors discover some deadly illness with him. Right? Who's the best one to tell the son? It's probably the father. If obviously the relationship is on that level. So you can't. It's such a thing. You can't really judge. You know. First of all, also there's another point which I'm not necessarily saying is, even though the pasuk, the Chazal said, "You're cursed, I'm blessed," it's not necessarily that actually Avraham Avinu said it straight out to him in those words. He basically gave over to him to understand that this was the situation. Okay. Fine. Okay, we'll leave it here, and I wish everybody good Shabbos.
Have a good Shabbos, Rabbi.
Shabbos, Rabbi.
Fine. Be well.
Bye now.